I will repeat, I did not watch the NXT in your house because my efforts and I've been full focus on growing Backyard Wrestling Entertainment lately. I'm not making excuses, so don't tell me I'm making an excuse.
It's hardcore. It's uncensored. It's On Your Mark with Mark E. Xtreme.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for my favorite wrestling podcast that there is, On Your Mark. And I'm Skeeter Skyflyer, and I'm here to introduce to you the greatest backyard wrestling entertainment champion and my friend, a longtime friend. If I was on fire, I know he'd put me out and he'd help give me some skin from his body to help reconstruct me. Mark E. Xtreme.
Okay, Skeeter, the only thing I would give you from my body if you were sizzling and burning in flames would be my piss to put out the goddamn flames. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark. Xtreme, 15 plus years, undefeated, backyard wrestling entertainment champion and owner. And on top of that, mountain of badass shit, I am the host of On Your Mark, the #1 hit wrestling YouTube series. No need to look at the numbers because we all know that numbers lie. The #1 wrestling YouTube series there ever has been, On Your Mark, and we took everything that you love about the YouTube series and injected it like a lethal dose of poison into the podcast world. And that's why every Wednesday from now on moving forward, we are giving you the On Your Mark podcast, the podcast where I am, well, with Skeeter, am diving deep inside of topics and giving you a hardcore look like you've never seen before. And the looks will be raw, they will be uncensored, and they will be full of cussing like shit.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about In Your House.
I'm very excited about this one. Some of my greatest memories as a little lowercase e are watching In Your House, in my house.
And before we get to that, we got a little business to attend to. So be sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts because we give away t-shirts for the best rate and reviews that we see on there. 5 stars would be great, and write up a couple little words there for us, and that helps get word out about the show. And also, we got another contest going on Your Mark, 10K Go. Tell them all about Mark E. Xtreme.
It's the race where you don't even have to get your fat ass off the couch. Just go to youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow and body slam that subscribe button, and you're automatically entered. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're pulling a name out of Skeeter's stinky ass hat, and you're going to get a copy of the best wrestling game that will ever exist. The first wrestling game where you can legally kill John Cena by throwing him in a gator's mouth. WWE Battleground.
That's right, and you'll be able to win a digital copy or a physical copy, whatever it is your preference on the console of your choosing. So there is that. So be sure to subscribe now, and you'll get a chance to win once we hit 10,000 subscribers. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/OYMShow, where you can get a bunch of great content. And right now, it's time for our Xtreme shoutouts.
Oh, the people that put the roof over the backyard and make this podcast possible. If it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't do it because I don't do anything without some money involved. This week's shout outs for the skid marks on our Patreon are as follows: Miguel Diaz, Rick Conley, Tom, Mr. Blix, Hillbilly Bryn, Max, and Angela Elias. Well, there you have it. I want to thank all these loyal skid marks over at patreon.com/OIMShow. If you join our Patreon, you get a shout out just like that. You get all of our content early. You get exclusive access to the replays of Question Mark Live, and you can even get cool ass shit like a BWE replica belt. The only place you can get a replica belt. Skeeter, I know you want one, but I ain't giving you one.
It'd be really great if I had one, though. I'd love to put it over my bed.
It probably would melt because your room is all sweaty and disgusting.
Yeah, but it could be like a dream catcher. It would catch all my dreams.
Yeah, if my belt was a goddamn dream catcher and it caught your dreams, it would, by the next morning it looked like the goddamn book from that Evil Dead movie.
I thought you don't read.
I didn't read the book. There's a book in the movie. I didn't have to read it to see the book. The
movie.
It's called the Necronomicon.
Yeah, but if you see the movie, don't you have to read the book in the movie?
No.
I mean, how else did you see the book if you didn't read it?
Because I physically saw it. There was a girl holding the Necronomicon, and she fucking opened it, and that's where all the monsters came from and shit.
So you read it?
If I say yes, will you shut the fuck up?
Yes.
Yes, I read it.
I'm glad you're reading more. That's nice to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Skeeter. Yeah.
You're welcome. In Your House was born on May 14th, 1995 in Syracuse, New York. In Your House, in the beginning, was a WWE pay-per-view event that would happen during the months when there wasn't a major pay-per-view event like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. So, Mark Xtreme, why don't you put your monthly wrestling shows out on pay-per-view?
Skeeter, it's all building process at Backyard Wrestling Entertainment. Right now we're putting on great backyard. We could consider them house shows. So we it's a stepping stone. We're putting on the house shows. Eventually we'll get the TV show, and then eventually we'll get the pay-per-views. It's all building process, and it's all going to happen before we know it. We're just not there yet in our business plan.
Well, the big pay-per-views at the time for WWE ran 3 hours, and they retailed for $29.95. And then the In Your House ones were 2-hour pay-per-views priced at $14.95. How much would you charge for your wrestling pay-per-views, Mark Xtreme?
At least $1,000, probably $2,000, something. You got to put the price of what you're worth. That's why goddamn iPhones are so expensive, because it's like a baby robot in your pocket. Things that are worth. You gotta label your worth right out the gate. I was a big fan of these In Your House. I would watch these In Your House shows in my house, and I was a big fan that they, the price, because it was, it was cheaper, and I like things that are cheaper. But if I had to, price point the Backyard Wrestling Entertainment pay-per-view events, I would totally, it would probably be a starting price of around $1,000, because we are worth it.
Don't you think that's a bit much, though? I mean, are people going to be able to order multiple pay-per-views at $1,000 a piece?
Let me ask you this, Skeeter. Are people going out there and buying houses?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, people want to get homes.
Yeah.
Like Conrad Thompson talks about, that he buys homes for them.
Yeah, Conrad Thompson buys people houses. So if you want Conrad Thompson to buy you a house, aren't they pretty expensive?
I think so. I never bought a house before.
Isn't having a roof over your head worth it?
I think so, because so many times I have to sleep out in the rain.
Exactly. So look at our Backyard Wrestling Entertainment events. Isn't it worth it?
Yes.
Shouldn't it put the value that we're offering? Isn't it worth a lot?
Yes.
And shouldn't people pay for things that are expensive, that are worth it, that they need?
Yes. But are they going to get a house, though?
No, they're not. We did have, we experimented in the past with a BW rival show, Mark Xtreme In Your House, where, we first toyed around with the idea of offering somebody a house, where that obviously, wasn't in our ballpark. So then we thought, let's take it a step further and offer somebody a doghouse, and then let's take it a step further. And then we go to people's houses, and I break in, offer them a doghouse, then hold the show in their house. We clearly know how that went. It didn't go over very well. Because people, they need to be told that you're going to be coming in their house with a bunch of wrestlers and putting on a show. People get kind of scared when you break down a door unannounced. Bunch of pussies is what I say.
Well, yeah, and you also said this is shock entertainment. You're big into shock entertainment then in the 90s.
Absolutely. It's what people, wanted, and it's what people, I think, still want. I miss the BWE Marky Xtreme in your house. I miss that concept. It's something I think that if this, everybody wasn't a bunch of bitches and didn't freak out when I broke down their door and come in their house and put on a wrestling event, then, I think it should be one of our biggest shows. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about WWF in your house.
Well, it is something you touched up on. What you were talking about to promote the first event. At the time, WWF held a sweepstakes to give away a new house in Orlando, Florida, during the first In Your House show.
Yeah, did they really do that? Did somebody get that house?
Yes, and it's time for Skeeter's little known fact.
This is not a segment.
Did you know that house that WWF gave away in Orlando, Florida, it grew up to be the Performance Center?
No shit. Well,
that's right.
Skeeter, you got me there. I did not know that. Thank you.
That's pretty amazing to see what a house can grow up and do, and it's done really great things.
A lot of things they grow up to be big things. Little Marky, little lowercase e Xtreme grew up to be a goddamn legend in this business. Horace Hogan grew up to be Hulk Hogan. You grow up. Some people grow up and evolve into bigger and better things. This is case in point one of those things. So Skeeter, it's not going to be a segment on the show. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I am appreciative when I learn something. Yeah,
me too. And doing the research really pays off. In Your House had so many classic matches. There was Shawn Michaels versus Mankind at Mind Games. There's the 5-on-5 tag match at main event at Canadian Stampede. There's even the debut of Hell in the Cell with The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood. Mark Xtreme, what was your favorite In Your House match?
You're making me pick one of them.
Yeah. Or any that you remember.
Oh, I remember all of them. Skeeters, can we stop the recording?
Well, okay. Yeah, we can stop it. I didn't say New Jack or anything.
No, stop. I know what you're trying to goddamn do. And let me just ask too, are you really stopping the recording when I say these things?
Yeah, I'm stopping. Why wouldn't I stop?
Okay, somebody told me that you aren't ever really stopping. I don't got time to go back and check, but I just need to know, are you stopping them?
Yes. I stop recording what you're saying.
Okay, great. So
in my head,
I got to be real with you, Skeeter. I talk a big jock and I walk a big walk, but sometimes, I have to fabricate some things, Skeeter.
You sew?
What?
You sew? I didn't know you sew.
I'm so what?
You sew, like with a needle and thread. You fabricate.
That's not what that means. Anyways.
I think that is what they mean. I didn't know you
sew.
Do you make your own clothes? Can you make me a sweater?
No, I would never make you a fucking sweater. I'd make you a goddamn fucking sword and cut your goddamn head off. Skeeter, listen.
I don't think you can sew a sword.
I could. If I wanted to. My point, and the reason I need you to stop recording, Skeeters, I got to be real with you. I never, even as cheap as these pay-per-views were, I couldn't afford to buy them. So I never saw them.
You never saw them on Coliseum Video?
No, I couldn't afford it, man.
What about on the WWE Network now?
What do you mean?
It's on the WWE network. All the old shows are on the WWE network.
I thought WWE Network only put out like once it came out in like 2014, whatever, that just was like from then on stuff.
No, it's old stuff too.
Wait, what?
Yes, old stuff. It's old WWE, everything, like all the WrestleManias. There's WCW. There's Nitros. There's ECW. There's oh God, watch that. What's that?
Wait,
one
stop. So you're telling me I can go back and watch all the stuff that I couldn't afford back in the day?
Yeah, how do you think I do all my research?
I thought you had tapes of all this shit.
Well, I mean, it's both. I guess it's both.
Hold on. I'm just getting emotional because like I've always told people, yeah, I've seen all these shows, and yeah, of course, I do all my research, but I couldn't afford to watch any of this shit back in the day, so I could go back and watch all this now.
I mean, you're gonna have to take off the parental controls on the TV.
My mom won't fucking let me, Skeeter. That's another bombshell. My mom has goddamn parental controls on my WWE network. Is it on all the old shit?
Yeah, it's the parental controls are there. So if you can't get that off, then you can't watch the old stuff.
Fuck.
Maybe if you just did the dishes every so often, then she'd take the parental
Maybe if you
controls off.
did them for me. I'm running a company, Skeeter. I told you
I
this.
do them all the time. It's just it's when you do something for your mother, she appreciates it and loves it, and then we'll unlock the controls for you.
How is running a company? How is being a legend, being a admired world's athlete not enough for my mom to be proud of?
Well, I think she's very proud of you. I think she loves you a whole lot. I know Ted loves you probably 10 times as much.
Ugh, stop.
And would let his love just flow over you if you just let him. But sometimes it's just nice to do these things for your mom, and then she would do something nice in return.
So you're saying if I do, it just make me want to puke saying it. So you're saying if I do the fucking dishes, maybe my mom will take the parental controls off my WWE network finally?
Yeah.
And you're also saying that there is shit from back in the day on WWE network?
I think everything from wrestling is on the WWE network.
This is a lot, Skeeter. This is a lot for me to take in. And hold on. I mean, you know, like some people need to go to therapy, but, you know, I think that these moments of revelation happen, you know, sometimes when you just stop a recording.
I don't think you should rule that out, though. I think therapy might be really good for you.
Nah, I don't fucking need that shit. But sometimes you just need to stop the recording in life. You know what I mean? Stop the recording for a second and have these revelations. And honestly, Skeeter, this has been a life-changing episode. And I think that, you know, I want to start the recording again. And you do promise you are stopping these recordings. I just want to make...
I told you in my mind I stopped recording these.
Okay, because I just don't want to hear people hear this vulnerable side of me, like I'm a little goddamn bitch. You know I'm a fucking bitch sometimes, but people got to know that I'm the fucking man, and I got a big old pecker. Not that I really have a micro pecker, you know, but the fact that I want to fabricate the truth a bit. You know, we've talked about this.
I do. It's tough for me when I stop recording because then I don't remember it.
Well, yeah, you've taken a few too many fucking chair shots, but you know you're paying your dues. Okay, let's start the show back up in 3, 2, 1.
So, Marky Xtreme, what's your favorite in your house match?
My favorite in your house match is our shirts over at prowrestlingtees.com/OYM show. Skeeter, tell the fine folks about the shirts at our prowrestlingtees.com/OYM show store.
There's so many shirts, man. It's great. I love the abundance of how many shirts there are. I love all the different colors. I could have one for each day of the week. And there's even a new one on the shop. You've seen the Marky Xtreme shirt. You've seen the Skeeter Skyflyer shirt. You've seen the Xtreme Crew shirt. And now there's the Make 'em Say Yee shirt.
Yeah. Nah. Hell yeah. Make them say, eee. It might be my favorite shirt. It's got everything. It's got bling. It's got gators and weapons and Mark E Xtreme.
So get those now at prowrestlingtees.com/OYM show. Get yours today. And be sure, if you get it, wear it, and then send us a pic. You can send it on all our socials at OYM show, and we'll be happy to repost that for you.
Hell yeah. That's my favorite in your house.
That doesn't make sense, but
Sure it does. Yep, it totally does.
my favorite In Your House match ever was for In Your House 5 Seasons Beatings with Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Henry O. Godwin in an Arkansas hog pen match.
That was a great match. Yes.
Hillbilly Jim was a special guest referee.
Wait, really?
Yeah, in the whole match, whoever got thrown in the pig slop was a loser.
Why the fuck haven't we been billing Hillbilly Tim as a former WWE superstar?
Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, Hillbilly Jim. I thought you said Hillbilly Tim.
No, I mean that'd be great too. He'd be real good, but there's only the original Hillbilly Jim, and it's just a classic match. I mean, if you get the parental controls off the TV that your mom's locked on there,
Stop.
well, if you do that, then we can watch this match, and it'd be so fun.
Sorry, alarm's going off, and that alarm is shut the fuck up, Skeeter.
You got a smoke alarm? You need batteries? You need a 9-volt? I got a lot of 9-volt
I got a battery.
batteries.
It's my big old fucking pecker. I'm about to fucking shove into your ear hole if you don't shut the fuck up, Skeeter.
Is that a submission move?
It actually could be. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Thank you.
I would tap out to that. One of the biggest moments in Your House history is the debut of both the Hell in the Cell and Kane at In Your House Bad Blood, October 5th, 1997. This was an epic night. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being there at that time to see both the Hell in the Cell and Kane?
That would have been pretty sick. You know, I would, you know, if I had $1,000, you know, I would definitely invent a time machine that could take me back and relive some of these, you know, kick-ass moments in wrestling, like that, you know, that match, and you know, seeing Andre the Giant body slam Hulk Hogan, or you know, seeing Chronic, you know, go out there and win the WCW tag titles. These are moments that I wish I could go back out there and relive in person, or you know, go back in time and watch my mom bang my dad so I can see who it actually is, you know, who my dad actually is, you know. These
You'd
are
watch
things
that?
Yes, Skeeter, I would watch it with my eyes open, not blink once, for research purposes, so I could, I'm sorry that you know who both your parents are, Skeeter, but I don't know who my dad is. So if I did have a time machine, if I could make one, I'd go back and watch my mom bang my dad so I know who he is.
I just would think that you wouldn't want to watch your mom make whoopee, and maybe you'd have me do it for you.
That's not a bad idea. You know, I might be too scarred. So Skeeter, if I get $1,000, and I make a time machine, will you go back in time to watch my mom bang my dad just to see who my dad is?
Marky Xtreme, it would be an honor and a privilege to take this mission and go back in time to watch your mom make whoopee to your dad and tell you every single detail.
Okay, I don't need every single detail. I just need to know who my dad is, and don't look at my mom's boobs or butthole or anything. Just see who my dad's face is. Don't look at anything else.
I won't look at your mom's wiener or nothing.
My mom. Don't talk about my mom like that.
What? Everybody got a wiener.
Well, I appreciate you accept this mission. You're doing a duty for your country and backyard wrestling entertainment, and what?
Duty.
I fucking hate you.
I love you.
I hate you. If you, hey, everybody listening, if Skeeter ever goes missing, you know he's gone back in time to watch my mom make me.
Mark Xtreme, do you know how many in your houses there have been?
If I remember from all the ones that I have, purchased and watched in my house, the baker probably like a baker's dozen.
How many is that?
That's a dozen is 12, and a baker's dozen is also 12. Just because a baker calls it a baker's dozen doesn't mean it's anything different. Human equality.
Why does Dr. Britt Baker have her own dozen?
Is that her stable name? Dr. Britt Baker's dozen?
I think so, but that's what's confusing, because why is it a baker's dozen? What is that? Is it just hers?
I'm assuming it's that baker's dozen. Like if a dentist has a dozen dentist tools, it's a dentist dozen. I have I have 12 thumbtacks. It's an Xtreme dozen. It's just all based on ownership and legal shit.
That makes sense. Yeah, why don't you just refer things as an Xtreme dozen then?
Well, maybe I will now. So it's, extra words is more work, and it exhausts me.
28. There have been 28 in your houses.
Shit. That's a lot.
That's pretty crazy, huh? I mean, that's nowhere near the amount of backyard wrestling entertainment events there have been.
Oh, hell no.
But it's less than WrestleMania, but still pretty significant. And the last in your house that had happened for quite some time was on February 14th, 1999, with St. Valentine's Day Massacre, with Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a steel cage. That's romantic.
What the fuck is romantic about that? That's fucking hardcore and Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon. And it's what, oh my God, some of the best memories in wrestling, and all from Vince Russo's brain, might I say. But this is, some of my best times in, my little lowercase e life, thinking back and looking on the pay-per-views that I purchased, totally purchased in my house, in your house, in my house. I watched them. God dang, some of the best memories, man. But nothing romantic about it, you fucking weirdo.
If I had a time machine, I would go back with Rosemary and I would propose to her at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, front row with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin fighting, with the love that they had for each other in a cage and just fighting of like, I'm your employee, I'm your boss, like, just like you and me. Like it's that love that's always there. And they're them fighting each other, and then the Big Show shows up and then throws Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, that's the perfect day to me. That's the most romantic day in the world.
Skeeter?
Yes.
You know what I'd do if I could go back in time?
Other than watch your mom make whoopee to a wrestler?
Other than that, I would go back to the point in time where your father ejaculates Simmons out of his penis hole. And right at the moment that Simmons was coming out, I would put my finger right over the pee-pee hole and not let it come out, and prevent the atrocity that is Skeeter Skyflyer from entering the world.
So what are you going to do with all the Simmons?
I would wash my hands after and watch you go down the drain.
Then I'm like a sewer baby?
I would then go into the sewer, and then I would make fucking sure that your Simmons did not infuse itself with sewer gunk. And if it did, I would fight it to the death.
What if it run away?
I would catch it.
Then it would be
because I would clearly be faster. You know what, Skeeter? Maybe this is exactly what happened. Now that I'm looking at you, I'm realizing you are a goddamn sewer monster. Maybe I did already go back in time and try to stop your birth by putting a finger over your daddy's pee hole, and then I washed your Simmons into the fucking sink, and then your Simmons went down into the sewer and infused itself with sewer gunk, and then there you have it. Oh, he was raised in the life of the sewer with penguins, and fucking he grew up and he became Skeeter Skyflyer. I think I know where you came from. You're not a test tube baby. You're a sewer baby.
Well, if it did run, it'd be Ron Simmons.
Damn. I fucking hate you.
Do you get it?
Yes,
It's
Skeeter, I
Ron
got your
Simmons.
stupid joke, and it's not funny, and that's why I did not laugh.
Okay, well.
And how did you get your voice to sound like that when you said, damn, you sound just like him?
What? I just use my normal voice.
That's your normal voice?
That's my normal. Yeah, I'm just talking.
What's this voice?
This is my normal voice. I didn't do
No,
anything
but when you
different.
said damn, you sounded different.
Well,
How did you do that?
I was not very happy saying a swear, but I was quoting a Hall of Fame wrestler, so I figured it was okay. So if I'm talking, and then it's Ron Simmons say,
Damn.
it's no different. I'm just quoting him.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair.
maybe I just put it in quotes in my head. That's all.
Oh, okay. It creeped me out. It sounded like you were channeling him for a second.
On June 7th, 2020, NXT brought back In Your House and had an amazing event. It was NXT TakeOver In Your House, and they had great matches, including Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, who I'm real good friends with, you not so much, versus Tommaso Ciampa, and a super main event was Charlotte Flair versus Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title, that main event of the show. They even jumped off the house. It was so cool.
And, it's something I don't want to glaze donut over this, but, I think something that we got to mention before we forget to mention is what the historical significance of this event, in that this In Your House event at the Performance Center is taking place in the original house when it was, the house that was given out. It grew up to become the Performance Center, and there, everything in wrestling comes full circle.
That's an amazing point, Marky Xtreme. I had not put that together, but that's why you're a champion. That's why you're undefeated, because you make these connections. You see that. You see the greater thing, that the house had a house inside of it, which is beautiful. I think that's an amazing thing. What was your favorite match from this show?
I didn't fucking watch it. Everything, lately, my energy has been full force into, continuing to keep Backyard Wrestling Entertainment as the #1 wrestling promotion in the country, because I don't know if you've seen the numbers, Skeeter, or the attendance, but, we're pulling bigger crowds right now than WWE. We're pulling bigger crowds than some AEW and Impact Wrestling shows. So we are, therefore, without further more, we are the #1 wrestling promotion in the country. So all my effort has been lately into keeping us at #1, and this is our time to shine. And I did not see anything from this in Your House. Didn't watch it in my house or your house, and didn't watch In Your House, but I would like to hear what was your favorite match.
Well, my favorite match was, it's tough. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, I like the Karrion Kross match. I figured that's why you didn't watch it, is because he's always threatening your life on Twitter.
I never have said, or am not ever insinuating, that I didn't watch this event because Karrion Kross scares me or intimidates me. I did not watch this show because of that. I will repeat, I did not watch the NXT In Your House, in my house, or in your house. I didn't watch In Your House because my efforts, and I've been full focus on growing Backyard Wrestling Entertainment lately. I'm not making excuses, so don't tell me I'm making an excuse.
I didn't say you make an excuse, but it
Yes,
just
you
seemed
did.
like it seemed likely, because Karrion Kross is always threatening your life on social media, and he hacks your channel on YouTube. And he threatens you. He tried to kidnap me, but I mean, kidnapping.
And Skeeter, my lawyers and legal team, have they not, approached him and told him to keep his distance?
I thought they just told you better just drop it because that dude's scary.
And that kind of also means Karrion Kross, you better keep your distance or we're going to sue the fuck out of you.
I guess. That's just not how you said it when you were all scared on the phone. You're like, he's just not going to stop. He's just not going to stop. He's just not going to stop.
I didn't say it like that. I was shaking my head and I was laughing and I said, he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. And then I followed that up with, and that's fine because I'll keep hitting him with lawsuit after lawsuit.
And, when you hit people up with lawsuit after lawsuit, you can also just hit up your Bing box and find all the great things that On Your Mark has. When you search On Your Mark Wrestling, just hit up your Bing box, everybody.
That's right. Another thing you can hit up is the Backyard Wrestling Academy. We're breeding some of the best in the future of wrestling. No need to go to the power plant. No need to go to the dungeon or the performance center. You want to learn how to become a wrestler the right way? Come to the Backyard Wrestling Academy. Skeeter, as a student, a longest reigning student of the Backyard Wrestling Academy, what can somebody aspiring wrestlers expect by coming to the Backyard Wrestling Academy?
Day one, chair shots. You come in, you throw your money down, you turn around, and boom, you hit it in the head with a chair. You don't even get a chance to fill out a form, a medical waiver, even give your name. You're just welcomed right in. That's like a hug to anybody else. You're just welcome right in with a chair shot. And then there's promo classes, there's rigorous exercises, there's squats, there's running around. Are you faster than a dog? Which is a great class. That's a real good one. I'm not good at that class. I am not faster than a dog. There's get that out of that tree class, which is it's a all compass class where you learn about yourself and you learn about the world and what you can attain or not. Can you get whatever it is out of a tree? Mark Xtreme might throw a frisbee up there, and you got to figure out how to get up a tree covered in fire ants to get that frisbee down.
You will come into Backyard Wrestling Academy a bitch, and you will leave a fucking man, and you will leave a professional backyard entertainer. So, ladies and gentlemen, come to Backyard Wrestling Academy to be the best, or the second best, because I'm the best.
What best will I be when I'm graduated?
You won't even be in the same alphabet.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna be like an alien language.
Sure.
Oh, that means Chris Statlander and I can be tag team partners. That's so great.
Whatever, man. Fucking aliens are fucking fake, and Chris Statlander, it's all... we're getting off track, Skeeter. In Your House, yay!
In Your House was such a popular event that even a video game was made from In Your House. Is one of those cool games. Is made by Acclaim. And it was on PlayStation and Sega Saturn. It was made in 1996. It's a very exciting game. Has everybody on the cover art just jumping off. It's got Shawn Michaels in the game, and it's got the British Bulldog and Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Ahmed Johnson.
So you said, Skeeter, you said Acclaim made it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hypothetical here. Do you think if I hit up Acclaim the African Dream, he would make us a backyard wrestling entertainment game?
I mean, that makes sense. Why wouldn't he? Because he's made that game and probably made other games. Why? I think he would make a game for you.
I bet that'd be...
Since those other games you keep reaching out to, the virtual basement and all that, you keep saying like, put me in your game, and they block you.
Yeah, well, they don't know what the fuck is best for them. I'm trying to make people money here and make myself money at the same time. But you know what? We got to take business in our own hands. And if Acclaim the African Dream made the In Your House game, then, Acclaim the African Dream is going to make the fucking backyard wrestling entertainment game. And I'm putting it out into the universe, so it's going to come to fruition.
That's exciting. You heard it here first, everybody. That's going to be a new game to look forward to. That's going to be even better than Battlegrounds.
It would be hard, but yes, it will be.
So In Your House has been such an amazing a series of events, and hopefully there's going to be more In Your Houses. And now Mark and Xtreme knows that you can go back and watch them on the WWE Network because he didn't know that before.
Stop! Sorry. Sorry about that. I had something in my throat there. Move forward, please, Skeeter.
All right.
Not physically, metaphysically in the podcast. Let's keep going. I got to take a shit soon.
Okay, well, that wraps us up for this week's episode. It's just been so fun to go down memory lane and talk about all this stuff and with you, Marky Xtreme. So be sure to check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow. You're going to get so many great videos there. There's all these shooter interviews, and there's a new one, Eric Young.
Hell yeah. I got to have a conversation with Impact Wrestling's returning star, Eric Young. It's just probably, everybody that comes into contact with me, I rub them and they go on and do great things. So, I'm glad that I'm finally going to help this kid out, and he's going to go on and become maybe go from Eric Young to Eric Grown Ass Man finally.
Oh, it was so great. The chemistry between you guys is palpable. And then check out our TikTok at OYM Show. You can see all sorts of great clips from the history of On Your Mark there, and even new clips. So at OYM Show on there. Rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars and write a little something, and you'll get a chance to win a free t-shirt, and it helps get the word out about the show. And check out other shows that are available on the Dragon Wagon Radio Network as well. There's great shows like that show, Myth Understood. We talk about...
Did you lisp that?
No, is it a Myth Understood?
Use your
myth.
words.
Myths.
Myths. Whatever. Continue.
And as Mark Xtreme said earlier, our Pro Wrestling Tee Store, we got so much available for you. You can find all this at OnYourMarkShow.com. And thank you so much for listening, everybody. Marky Xtreme, what do you say? Let's have a party in your house.
If you're bringing, I'm buying.
What I gotta bring?
Yeah.
Do I gotta bring Ron Siemens?
Damn. How do you do that?
What? Make jokes?
No. You sound just like him.
No, I sound like Ron Simmons right now.
Are you channeling Ron Simmons?
You think I sound like Ron Simmons right now? That's flattery.
You channel. I knew you were dabbling in demonic bullshit, but I didn't know you could channel people. I'm freaked out. I gotta go take a shit. Wrap this thing up.
Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Take care. Bye bye.
Dragon Way.